fans fantasizing about her doing 1 million streams next week. I hope the general public catches on next week and Cardi does 1 million streams. Potent Pondering back with another video. Yo, please come and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you have my videos in your possession each and every time I go live or do uploads. Listen, Cardi B, let's talk about it, yo. Listen, I'm pretty sure by now everybody understands what's going on with Cardi. The numbers are in for imaginary players and they suck. They suck. What happened to all that cockiness when Cardi before, it was like something so sudden. When she went live on Instagram that night before the song came out, it was just like, she started talking all crazy, talking about don't compare me to this person. And I don't care if we from the same hood. I don't care if we doing the same guy. It was like and it really was like this ugly energy. And you would think that a person putting out a song that they would just, come with some good sort of energy or whatever, right? So she talking about she was popping it, right? She was popping it on these chicks. All of these chicks did better than her, who she's talking about. JT, Ice Spice, right? Cardi B, Imaginary Players, which, samples Jay-Z, which Jay-Z originally sampled Renee and Angela Winbush. That's their original song, right? But, so Cardi B's Imaginary Players debuted with 336,000 streams on US Spotify. I think it came in at like a number 140 or 120 on the Spotify charts. That's crazy to me. That is crazy. As cocky as you are. And Cardi is connected to that damn Ken Barbie, and he be online with his mush mouth talking crazy, like, what I'm saying? Like dissing the girls too, talking crazy. And it's like these people are so arrogant, but then when the numbers come out, it's like they get reclusive, or they don't really want to say anything about the numbers. No. And you know what was so crazy too, right? I seen this Cardi B page on Twitter earlier, and they said, I hope that next week Cardi B's numbers goes up and she gets 1 million streams. Hopefully the GP catches on next week. Fantasizing about being in a world where the GP suddenly starts to care for a song, where we don't want that Hispanic heavy tongue on our black classics anyway. I'm just being blunt with you. She don't sound good on it. I said it in video 1 and video 2. So listen, a lot of people was on there talking about how Cardi talking about, when it comes to other female rappers, she said, my flops and your flops is not the same. If you did my numbers, you would pop champagne. If I did your numbers, I would jump from a plane. And everybody online on Twitter is asking the bitch when she gonna jump. When she gonna jump? Because these numbers was horrible. They was horrible. So Cardi B did 336,000, 724,000 worldwide. It's been a long time since Cardi B has done 1 million streams in the US on day one, right? It's been a very, very long time, right? So I went in and I just was asking like Google, like some different numbers as it pertains to Ice Spice and also as it pertains to JT, because I've seen a lot of people online saying that. And Ice Spice and both JT both sound better than Cardi B when it comes to rap, delivery, all of that. In my opinion, it does, right? So I asked him, I said, tell me how many streams did It First? Did It First was the last big single, well, kind of big single that Ice Spice had, and it was with Central C, right? So that did 574,000 streams first day on Spotify with Central C, a guy who ain't even from the United States. That's UK. Think you the shit. You ain't even the far. I be going hard. That did 1.6. I don't know if this is worldwide, but it did 1.6 million streams the first day on Spotify. Who's bigger than who when it comes to people wanting to actually stream? I think that Cardi B has a lot of fatigue around people even wanting to listen to her music. It's draped in designer, so it looks good, and the videos are pricey or whatever, right? And then Deli. So Deli garnered 1 million unfiltered streams the first day. These girls should not be even caught up to Cardi B by the way that she talking cocky and trying to talk down on them, and only could talk fashion because she got connections with different stylists, and they put her in these garments and all of that, right? I don't think it doesn't really matter if she owns anything, but I think she's positioned and she gets those type of looks because of the follower count that she has, because that, more eyes on her and their brands is more money for them. You understand what I'm saying? Even though I don't think people really look to her as, a fashionista. They give her credit for it, but whatever, right? So yeah, man. So I didn't like that. Like, it was just like the sudden cocky talk. I would have felt like the way that she was popping ish, that she was going to do crazy numbers, right? And I just want to point this out. Nicki Minaj was right. Now, Nicki, I ain't saying that she was talking about Cardi, but she said this about 2 to 3 weeks ago when she was on Station Head. She said, notice how all of these people who used to do so much numbers, big numbers, that they're suddenly not cocky anymore. To me, I took that and I applied it to Cardi because she was so cocky. Everything lives in the top 10 and this and that or whatever, right? Huh? What happened? What happened to these faux audiences that was built around your first album and a few songs that follow? Where is the audience that got you these billion streams on Spotify for multiple plaques and all of that? Where is that audience at? Y'all know that I've asked that question before as it comes to Cardi, right? So Cardi, Cardi B emphasized, how she was doing better than everybody and all of that, right? But listen, that shit is right what Nicki said. Where is the cockiness at about doing, you do so much numbers? Every girl who I've mentioned, they did more numbers than her. Ice Spice, JT, they both did bigger numbers and they don't got the looks like Cardi B got, right? All right. So and again, Cardi B did this record because she wants to be regarded as some sort of hip hop girl, like that really be pinning the shit and doing it crazy. But I got to inform you on this. When it comes to Cardi, day one when her songs come out, for some reason, Partisan Fontaine, also known as Jordan Thorpe, he's always missing from the credits. It's like she doesn't think that we're going to go back days later or moments later and look for it. For some reason, when the songs come out, Jordan Thorpe is never listed in the credits, but he's in the credits of this song. So when you say that you popping it or whatever, it's not even fully you. And this further proves my initial thought when I told y'all, when it comes to Cardi B, I think that the ghostwriter writes the first song, she does the second verse. The second verse was so trash. It's always trash. Her second verse on Up was so trash. And I think that she does that just so she can have some input. You know how like when Beyonce, she gets songs written by Neo and then Neo will write the song and she'll change a word here and there, or whoever she's working with, she'll make sure that she's getting some sort of publishing no matter how small the percentage is. And that's what I think Cardi B is doing, because you can't act like you that bitch and you ain't really writing them lyrics and trying to disguise his name as Jordan Thorpe. It's still Partisan Fontaine. We know, we did the research and all of that, right? So he's always in the credit. Further proves how both of them stole that line from Miss Hustle about the glory hole. Cardi was involved in battle rap events before, and Partisan being from New York, them both being from New York, it further proves exactly that I was spot on with that. And they thought that it was 5 years old and that nobody would be able to identify it. That was a huge battle for female rap. 40 bars versus Miss Hustle. Are you crazy? Right? Cardi, listen, Partisan Fontaine sold Cardi because she had to pay him for that. He sold you stale crack. That's my personal opinion as it pertains to that. And then doing 336,000 the first day in the United States, it's like you couldn't listen, people merely have the phone and that mean that those people didn't even feel intrigued to open up their phone and press play on imaginary players. They don't care about it, right? But life is the great equalizer though, right? It will bring down people who think that they the shit, and it'll let them know like what's really going on. You could pray to God and make it seem like your granny doing this or whatever, but you are an evil person and it's been proven, right? I think that God is really humbling you. I do think so. Who do you think that you are, that you could take 7 years, almost 8 years to drop an album? You think that you're supposed to come back and it's supposed to be all good just because you got your fans that mass purchase some singles here and there for a song and get you the debut in the top? Like, who do you think you are? I think that got you gassed up. Your whole career has been just a sham, in my opinion, right? But life is the greatest equalizer, I promise you though, right? So yeah, I want to read some tweets that I posted earlier. So I said number 11 had all of these fan bases, because that these people collaborate when come together, right? They collaborate. It'd be Beyonce fans, it'd be some Megan fans, it'd be like just a smidgen of everybody just all combined just to support her. They couldn't get it to 1 million streams in the United States. So I said number 11 had all these fan bases stacked together and couldn't get that song to 1 million streams in the United States after going to the Renaissance tour and the Cowboy Carter tour, sitting near Mama Tina, sucking all that Carter Rock Nation dick and still flopped. Why you ain't get Jay-Z to post it? That would have been a good look. You sampled him. That mean he ain't stamped it that hard. Jay-Z should have made a post on all of his social media. Like, he should have been telling it around the damn mountain, telling everybody to go stream that. And then I said they tried to laugh at the surprise release of Banned from NO with Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne. Old Yeller had a video, did promo, 69-cent discounted single. Why did nobody care to stream Cardi B's lead single? Huh? The lead single, like this the song that's marching down the road that's supposed to be leading the album. This the lead single and ain't nobody jacking it, ain't nobody following the lead. Huh? Lead single my ass. Number 11 numbers are in the number 11 numbers are in and the results ain't responsive. Point blank, the results ain't responsive. See, this is what that cocky shit gets you. You know what I'm saying? Cardi built her career up off of being cocky, knowing that she didn't have the talent to go hand in hand with this. She was a corny girl put in hip hop. She was like, damn, I loved and looked up to Nicki Minaj. I'm finally in the arena with her. I think, you know, just because I could get Chanel back, she got Chanel back. You know, she live in California, I live in California. She think that she on the same level. No, you're actually talking about yourself. You're not on the same level as the greats. You're not better than any of the black girl rhymers at all.
It's different for you and I. I'm an African-American woman. You get to walk around and be mediocre and you still get rewarded with things.
You're not. But you was just positioned. And now the new team over Atlantic, they're probably looking at the numbers behind the scenes like shit ain't what it seems. And damn, how we gonna get this bitch off the team, huh? She ain't really got that much steam. And if this is any indication of how the tour gonna look, whew. Listen. Potent, pondering, never pandering. I want you to get in the comments. Let me know what you think about the numbers being in and her doing 336,000 streams the first day when people could merely just open up their phone and play it. You know? Play it. Fans fantasizing about her doing 1 million streams next week. I hope the general public catches on next week and Cardi does 1 million streams. Fantasizing about being in a world where she'll get more streams for a whack song and a piss poor Hispanic delivery. Fantasizing. Listen, I'm up out of here. Subscribe, thumbs up, peace.